This is how you control a large amount of people. And you do that by controlling their perception. Check this out.
This whole conspiracy, the whole cult way of manipulating society is psychologically. It's a psychological game. You know, when there's a few of you, and compared with the global population, they are a very few, you can't control people physically. You can do it in a certain area through troops and the army, and what they want to do is do it absolutely through connecting AI to the human brain. But for the moment, they can't. How you have to do it is you have to program people's perceptions, because from perceptions comes behavior. It's a real simple thing. Your perceptions become your behavior. And you go one step back, where do your perceptions come from? They come from information received. So if you control the information, the constant narrative, and most people just believe it because that's all they hear. Repetition is a wonderful, magnificent form of mind control. You control the information, you overwhelmingly control perception among those that don't question. And from perception, you control behavior.
What's happening? What's happening? Back with another video. I'm just out here walking on the ground barefooted, you know what I'm saying? And I tell y'all, you got to walk around on the ground barefooted 20 to 30 minutes a day. And when you walk on the ground, the positive and negative ley lines, when you meet the positive ley lines, you charge the organs in your body. I've done videos about this, and that's facts. But anyway, today we're talking about perception. Because somebody asked me how can the government or how can a small group of people control a whole lot of people? And it's easy. It's just perception. The root word of perception is the way someone perceives something. You know what I'm saying? So when you hear the word perception, I always look for root words so you can really break them down and know the meaning. Now, perception, like I say, whoever controls your perception controls you, because they control how you think. That's why when you go to school, they teach you how to smell, taste. They teach you the basics in order to control you. Because if you didn't know the difference between sweet and salt, then you wouldn't have the perception that you have on it. The perception that we have in the European way of living in the world today, sugar is good, which we know sugar ain't good. Salt ain't good, but you have to be taught certain things in order for you to register what certain words mean so that they can control you. This is the whole purpose of us going to school, I keep telling you, to be brainwashed so that they can control you. Simple. It's real simple. And when I'm gonna give another example about perception. The television networks, the radio stations, these people from Hollywood and all these other networks, they put on the news what they want to put on the news. They put in these TV shows and these movies what they want you to perceive. You see what I'm saying? They will never make a movie where the people rise up and fight the police back. Why? They don't want to put that perception in your head that you can do that. So what they do, they show the police beating the people. Same with the news. They create the perception. That's why I tell you, what goes in comes out. Be careful what you listen to, look at. I don't see how people can sit on the internet and watch fights. I can't do that. Watch people get their whole head bashed in and all that. And I can't do that because I know what goes in comes out. So the perception that people have on black people, it don't come from black people. It comes from the way that the news and the TV shows and just everything portrays us as to be these bad people or whatever the case may be. I've done a video about that. I've shown you what if they was to show you the news that goes on Chinese people and their violence. I did Spanish people and their violence. I did all just different nationalities, and I'm showing you that these people, they violent just as well as anybody else violent. They just portray black folks as to be the worst. And it's all perception. All perception. So when you got to be careful about perception, because I'm telling you, if you let someone create your perception on how you see something, that's how you're going to act accordingly. That's why I don't like when people say, oh, he a bad person, or she this, she that. Like, if I'm in a relationship with you, don't tell me about the person you just got out of a relationship with, because I'm quite sure they can tell me some shit about you too. You ain't going to tell me about you, you're going to tell me about them. You're trying to create a perception or put a perception in my head on them so that I can perceive them in that way. It's the exact same thing what I'm talking about. Exact same, and it's just that simple. So another thing I tell people is, try not to let nothing bother you. Take the words, oh, I'm frustrated, out your vocabulary, because when you say that, you act on that shit. And a lot of times what you so-called frustrates you, it really don't be nothing. It don't be nothing at all. So you have to change the way, if you change the way you see things, then the things you see will change. Let me say it again. If you change the way that you see things, then the things you see will change. If you can get that down pat, your life will be way better. That means you want to look at the positive in every situation. I don't give a fuck what it is. Never look at the negative. Always look for the positive. But to control people, like I say, is perception. He who controls the perception controls you, because they're putting their perception on you, on how you view things. And those who control the radio station, the TV station, the newspapers, why you think journalists in movies was so always get killed, or a journalist was like, because they are writing, they creating the perception that the people gonna read and you're gonna go put on them. Y'all don't understand how powerful that is. Perception is a motherfucker. You hear me? It's a motherfucker. Child support puts a negative perception on fathers. Damn near any color, white, black, it don't matter. It's just when you on child support, you're perceived to be a bad father. It's the perception. You never say, oh, he on child support, and you get a good, you get a good vibe from that. It's always got to be something negative. That's the perception on that, which we all know that ain't true. So when you talk about controlling somebody, and how you can control a whole lot of people, you create the perception. You create what you want them to see. That's why Hollywood and all these big ass giants with the TV stations, that's why they want to control everything. I used to have a radio station. My first check from Slip and Slide Records, I went and bought a radio station. I know how powerful that shit is. That shit's so powerful too. It's like, I'm gonna give you an example, and I'm gonna let y'all go. We ain't gonna make this video that long. I'm gonna give you an example. That shit's so powerful. Underground radio station, we had it, 106.1. Like I told you, we ran the city with that shit. That shit's so powerful. If I went on that radio station and said, hey boy, you know that boy such and such? Boy, they say that boy was coming out the clinic, boy. They say that boy got that shit, boy. Boy, you got that shit. Just by me saying that, that's how I know how powerful words are and perception is, because had I said that about somebody, you might as well leave town. I don't give a fuck what nobody say, you sick. That's why I say, man, they understand that to a whole nother level, because if everywhere you look, you see the same shit, then your perception on that is whatever it is they want you to see. That's why I say, man, this shit crazy. But I just wanted to drop that on y'all for a little secco, you feel me? And perception. Just be careful what you look at, man. Be careful what you let people put in your mind, man. That's why I say have your own mind. Don't just blow with the wind. You a man, you got nuts between your legs, or you a female, hey, head up, chest out. That's it. It's your boy Papa Duck. To the next video, it's all love, baby. Like, subscribe, come and do what you do. Hit the link on the bottom of this post. NutriBurst, y'all better get it before it run out. You understand me? You already know. It's all love, I'm out. It's your boy Papa Duck. Man, I appreciate y'all for checking out my videos, man. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, do what you do. Also, follow me on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, because you do not want to miss new music, and you definitely don't want to miss another video. At the end of the day, we family, and I'm just trying to get you to open your eyes and see things in a different light. And like I tell y'all, I don't with you humans.